Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so let's get into it. This Doctor Strange film is my favorite MCU film that I've seen in a long time, and as time goes on, I could love this film even more. Definitely watch the movie first before going into this video because I will be spoiling a lot of stuff here too.
Spoiler alert.
For a long time, I have felt like the vast majority of directors that the MCU has under its belt don't really get to do what they want, and that is why a lot of their films feel very similar, with a very safe story and a serviceable style. In this, I felt like Kevin Feige and the heads at Marvel let Sam Raimi, the director of the original Spider-Man movies, actually do a little bit more of what he wanted to, and it absolutely benefits the film in my opinion. The sense of style here uplifts this film so much. The color correction, the editing, and the camera movement is all foreign if you've seen every single MCU film. And it just adds so much freshness to this. Sure, there are some goofy edits that made me laugh when the film really wasn't trying to make me do that. I still love that this actually went there and tried to do something different nonetheless. Now let's get into the film itself. This feels like a nice follow-up to both WandaVision and Spider-Man No Way Home, where Wanda has become corrupted by her need to be with her children and the Book of the Damned that she acquired in WandaVision. She is Scarlet Witch in this film, and I'm glad that they have finally gone down this route.
Scary witch! Look out! She's using her witchy powers!
Her arc does feel a little bit similar to what has happened before, but this is the best iteration of that arc. She is the villain in this film, and she is excellent in that role. Her character was one of the more forgettable ones previously, but now she has skyrocketed to becoming one of my favorite characters in the MCU because of how well she is developed here. While this has been called the first MCU horror movie, I just can't agree with that sentiment. Sure, this dives into that genre more than any other MCU movie. There are definitely some creepy moments, all featuring Wanda, and they are excellent, and I wish there was more of that. But it is pretty tame compared to the vast majority of horror films out there. Would I say that this is appropriate for kids? Probably not, but I think adults will be pretty fine with this. Now, Doctor Strange himself gets a full arc in this film. I thought I would mention Scarlet Witch first because she impacted the film more in my opinion, but Doctor Strange himself is great in this. Sam Raimi does a great job of being creative with some of the magic. There is one sequence in particular where he fights another version of himself with music notes, and that goes with the score from Danny Elfman. I thought it was one of the most creative fight scenes in the MCU. He goes through a number of universes that all have different versions of every character due to the America Chavez character. He can now do all of those things. America Chavez herself is definitely one of the weaker elements to this film. Her character wasn't performed all that great in my opinion, and I just couldn't connect with her as a character. Her powers are only used to convenience the story, especially in the end. At first she couldn't control her powers, and she only grows to control them because Strange told her that she could do it. I thought that was a little lazy in the writing department, and they could have come up with a better way of fully unlocking her abilities.
Weird.
Now there are these cameos. This opinion will differ for many people, but I'm glad they didn't go insane with these cameos. While they can be fun, I don't think that makes a good story. Now, what they did with the cameos in this provide a fun sequence and move on. We see Charles Xavier, who to me doesn't feel as compelling as the one from the X-Men films, and Logan, even if it is still played by Patrick Stewart. There's also Reed Richards, or Mr. Fantastic, played by John Krasinski. He provides a nice tease for the upcoming Fantastic Four, and that's all it is really. There's also the Captain Carter that we see in the What If series. I don't really care about that character, so I guess she was just fine here. Both an alternate version of Captain Marvel pops up and the Black Bolt from Inhumans. There's a fun sequence where Scarlet Witch brutally kills all of them, and I thought that was a nice demonstration of how strong Scarlet Witch is, as well as providing that fan service to Marvel fans.
Brilliant, but scary.
The ending of this film is basically a big fight where Doctor Strange takes over a dead Strange's body and becomes Zombie Strange while fighting Wanda. It's a very interesting sequence that leads to Scarlet Witch scaring her kids in another universe to the point where she realizes what she has done. I love that it felt like her actions actually have consequences and then she sacrifices herself. I don't know if she'll stay dead because this is the MCU, but as of right now, she is.
Is she dead? I pretty much.
The post-credit scenes to me were pretty average. One introduces Charlize Theron as this new character associated with Strange in a potential third film. The other is just a comedic bit, and both weren't really sticking back to see in my opinion. Overall, while this does have some flaws, this was one of the most entertaining films in the MCU in my opinion, and I just love that it tries to do something different. This is a lot better than I thought it would be, and it might truly be one of my favorite MCU films. I'm going to give this one 4.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.